Hello everyone. Today we are in the port of Tacoma yet again, and we're going to use our new camera here and take a picture, or pictures rather, of all the different lights because I can't get a good zoom with this camera on my phone. So we're going to use this camera, and I would be using this camera to do the video right now, but I don't have a big enough SD card at the moment. So we're just going to use the phone for that and the camera for close-up pictures. So let's get started. So let's take a look at some of the pictures here. This is an industrial building, obviously, but it has fluorescent floodlights. Very interesting. This obviously was done during the phase when they were transitioning away from metal halide and trying to find even more efficient lighting solutions, probably around the time that induction was a thing, but here they went with fluorescent. These appear to be T5 fluorescent bulbs, as you can see in this 4 bulb version here, and here is a 6 bulb version as well. Now these are obviously up a little higher than the 4 bulb ones on the building, and here is one of them that's day burning. Now I'm not sure in this picture if they all have separate controls. I'm assuming that the 2 sets of bulbs on the top and bottom are just burned out or something, because the ones in the middle are the only ones on. Here we're looking at a different building. I thought from far away this was an induction lamp, but it's probably some type of coated metal halide bulb. And we have a typical conversion from metal halide to LED canopy fixture here. This is underneath a gas station type awning. This is a typical streetlight configuration for the roads that I was walking around on. We have a older style arm and a LED streetlight. I'm sure they were mercury vapor and then high pressure sodium, and well, now they're LED. There goes the train. It just started up. See it through the trees there. Fortunately couldn't pull up my phone fast enough. I believe those carry cars or something like that. And off it goes. Here we have a GE M400 lighting the rail area. As you can tell, the telegraph type wires are long gone. And we have the plant that makes who knows what here. They have a variety of street lights lighting their complex. A whole bunch of Westinghouse OV15s or Krauss-Heinz L150s, whatever you want to call them. There's just a whole bunch of those versus all the other kinds. Here we have a variety of fixtures on one of the buildings. I would have taken individual pictures, but I decided a group photo here was a little better. And here we have some more close-up shots of the Westinghouse or Krauss-Heinz fixtures. Somebody lost their bag of beans. How sad. Anyway, well, if I can hold this. The last time we came through here, this road was closed due to construction behind me. But it's obviously open now. I've seen a couple cars come through, and maybe one will come through while I'm talking. I'm walking this way, but the sun's over here, so we get a little bit better video experience if I face this way. Anyway, it was raining when I showed up here. I brought a hat to protect my neck because it always gets sunburned. And well, never mind that because I didn't bring it. I left it in the car thinking, oh, it's, really cloudy today, and the forecast says so. Never mind, the sun's peeking through the clouds now. But the other issue is that it's obviously so cloudy, it's a little harder to take pictures of lights. So, well, we'll do the best we can here. I'm talking a little louder than normal because we got Interstate 5 behind me. So, hopefully my face is in the view, can't see it. But somebody forgot their beans. It's very tragic. Here are some poles with 2 lights on them. Again, we have a variety of fixtures, as you can see. I took this picture of the power pole because I thought it was interesting how they mounted one of the insulators at the very top. Usually there's an auxiliary wire up there, which I think is used for catching like lightning and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just interesting to see how they designed it like that. And we have some just pictures down the road here and the upcoming bridge. So apparently one pole, or one laminated pole, wasn't tall enough, so they strapped it together in the middle. Can't say I've seen that before. It is pretty tall because I got to get over the interstate here. But that's quite interesting that it's pieced together like that. And here's one of the street lights lighting I-5. Well, last time we were here, this wasn't here. So, well, now we have a bridge. Look at all this, oh, the word is escaping my mind at the moment. Certainly got it all rigged up. Buckets and stuff. So we got I-5, both north and southbound here, I do believe. And this will probably be southbound and northbound once this opens, is my best guess. Well, it's not necessarily sketchy. They built it quite well, but I wouldn't want to climb up it. There's no safety, there's no railing. Well, it's a ladder, so you don't really have a railing, but no cage around it or nothing. You can see all the wooden platforms in between the bridge here. See, it would look like this normally, but they have these platforms in between, so they can walk up in there, I'm sure. Here we have one of the lights underneath the bridge. As you can see, it's 250 watt high pressure sodium, and it's strapped on there with some pretty big straps. Here we have a GE M400. These things are everywhere here in Washington. As you can see, this one is on the old bridges here. Continuing our walk, we have another typical setup here with a street light and some floodlights lighting a parking lot type area. Here we have where the road splits to go underneath the 99 bridge here. And we have the light on top of the bridge and a power pole in the background. Just thought it would be a interesting picture. After we cross the bridge, or at least go underneath it, we find these floodlights and this probably 250 watt high pressure sodium type area light. The port of Tacoma, these things are all over the place. At least I noticed them in multiple different locations in the port. The signs, that is. And the street sweeper. But in between both of those, in the back, you can see underneath that canopy, we have a very greened out mercury vapor bulb. Here are some more floodlights on a pole, and we have a look down the road where we will be walking. An LED probably replaced a much more interesting fixture at one point, and a bollard type fixture here, probably still, well, it's in the same area as the previous picture, so it is probably LED at this point. Here we have some metal halide floodlights lighting up a sign. As you can see, one of them in the background, it's not doing so well. It needs a lot of help. Here's some of the high mast lights that light up the port. Here we are zoomed in pretty much as far as I can get the camera, and here we are zoomed out, so you can see how far away I am taking this picture. It does a pretty good job. Here we have, again in the background of the previous picture, some floodlight and high mast fixture. Note how the high pressure sodium bulb in the high mast is sticking out of the bottom. I don't know if it's meant to be like that, if that's how they're designed, or maybe it's a wrong bulb. Interesting to see. And here we have a much better close-up of the first set of fixtures that we saw. You can see inside the bulbs are horizontal instead of vertical and have a refractor more reminiscent of a typical street light. Some flashing red lights for a four-way stop. In one direction it's pretty clear, and in another it's pretty cloudy, so the day's starting to clear up some. Some beautiful 400 watt mercury vapor wide light floodlights. These are pretty cool to find. And here we have one of the many banks or arrays of 1000 watt metal halide floods. Now I thought these were 1000 watt high pressure sodium because the stickers are kind of yellow, but when you zoom in on the fixtures really close, you can see inside it appears they have 1000 watt metal halide protected arc tube bulbs. Unless it's a bulb that looks like that and it's just a dual arc tube 1000 watt bulb where you have two 500 watt arc tubes in series or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks to me like they're just protected arc tubes. And here we have a picture of it lighting up all kinds of area. They're scattered all over the place in the port here. Gotta have your 175 watt mercury vapor area light. This one looks like it's a designer's edge model. Some older GE floodlights, and more lighting that lights up all the area at the port. This thing I found on the ground, on the sidewalk. It's secured there. I'm not sure what it is. Do any of you know? Okay, so after throwing the phone on the ground, I got my car back, and now I'm driving around, going to some restores and checking them out. So here you can probably see one in the background. I wanted to go back to the port and take some more pictures of the lights, but there was a train cutting off access to where I was walking. So good thing I got back to the dealership before the train came through, or else I'd be stuck there, because the train wasn't even moving. It was just kind of parked there. So whatever to that. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what we can find at some of the restores here. I'll video if there's anything interesting. If not, then there wasn't anything interesting. But let's continue, I suppose. A canopy fixture and a wall pack here. It's high pressure sodium, and this thing is fluorescent. It would have been much more interesting if it wasn't electronic, but it is. And of course we have our typical variety of light bulbs here. The only one that caught my eye though was this old Philips. It's pretty dirty, but it's there. Saw this at another restore. It must be some type of resistor that just dims the bulb and thus makes it last longer. Some of the shoebox fixtures in the restore parking lot, as you can see, they've been converted to LED. And here's some of the lights at the Earthwise place in Tacoma. Here's some post-top globes. I thought they were cool. They have the can ballasts in the middle of the pole to ballast the high-pressure sodium bulbs. And here we are now in Seattle at the 1962 World's Fairgrounds. Now it's called Seattle Center, naturally, but we'll take a look at some of the lighting we have here. To start off, we have these track lights. They have interesting bulbs in them. I'm not sure if they're low voltage or something. Look at that track. It's a little different. And we have one of the canopy fixtures underneath the netting to keep the birds out. It's probably LED at this point. At least most of them appear to be converted. Underneath the overhang on one of the buildings, we have these fluorescent fixtures. Here they are off, and when I walked by a while later, they were on. So we have a picture of those as well. And here's a zoomed in picture of one of them that actually has all of its bulbs functioning. On an adjacent building, we have these probably high pressure sodium or metal halide fixtures at one point. Now they're LED. These eyeball looking fixtures are lighting up a art piece in the park. As you can see, they appear to have some type of LED flood bulbs inside. I wonder if they were ever ballasted or if they were just incandescent all the way back when they were originally put in. These are the pathway lights that are everywhere. At least they're still metal halide. They haven't been touched by LEDs yet. And we have an old CFL underneath an awning. Just an interesting picture. Here's a 400 watt metal halide floodlight. It appears to be a Hubble. Some eyeball lights lighting up an exterior of a building. And these are uplights that are lighting up various trees and art pieces throughout the park. As you can see, they're kind of scattered everywhere. And a light to light up your walkway. This fixture looks kind of European to me. However, as you can tell, it's been touched by the LEDs. The stairs are lit up, but not by this fixture. As you can tell, it's been vandalized. The glass is missing, and the 13 watt preheat PL bulb is also gone. Okay, so never mind. Here's a test of the video quality. I know at the end of the video I say, I didn't do this, but here we are, because I just recorded that, and now I'm recording this. So these look like they're LED. Maybe they were halogen at some point, but look at, they're just burnt up. Incredibly burnt. But we have a whole bunch of them. We're zooming. I'm not sure if that's zooming with the lens. It is zooming with the lens. can get way down there. If anybody was in the picture, I had to cut that out. I just don't know if they want to be recorded or not. And over here are the benches that I've taken pictures of, but they're not on today. Okay, so let's test out the zoom on camera. Okay, 25. That's as far as it goes. That's pretty good. I'll bend it back here so I don't get anybody in the picture. Not bad. There's two Westinghouse OV20 mercury vapor streetlights on a road that I travel quite often, and I've always wanted to take a very nice close-up picture of them. So here's one of them. While I was stopped at one of the traffic lights, I took the advantage of staying there and taking a picture of this light before it turned green. These are pretty cool. I don't know if they work anymore. I've never seen them on, but I'm really happy to get a picture for all of you. And so we end the day here at the Old World's Fairgrounds, now Seattle Center. Hopefully you enjoy all the pictures. I would show the fountain and all that, but there's people around, so I wouldn't want to get any of them on camera if they don't want to be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the pictures from the camera. I still haven't done anything with the video function, but we'll get to that sometime. Anyway, once again, I hope you enjoyed, and also please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.